circumstances. Any. As long as the fire burns, we will survive and we will thrive. Oh, yes.
What would happen if the fire went out?
We'd have to start it back up, dummy. Why do that?
Mark is definitely chuckle at that one. Someone got the better omen.
God.
How was the fire originally lit? May I ask?
Does it look as though there's fresh logs in there, or is there something supernatural about this?
No, they're throwing on logs, and under the pavilion is a huge stack of logs as well. So they're just throwing them in one.
Gotcha.
It's like I said, it's not a huge fire. They're just keeping it going. You know what I mean? But it seems like they like to be a little toyful, and you can hear them talking back and forth that they're all sisters, and then a couple minutes later they talk about one calls one grandmother, one calls one mother, one calls one daughter, but they're definitely kind of out there a little bit. Would you like to sample some water and their cooked food? What do you have to trade? Would you like some food? Something to drink?
I've got nothing to trade.
What good are ya? If you don't have anything to trade, what good are ya?
Well, I had no intention of trading, but if there was something particular that you were looking for.
Well, what do you got? Money talks and bullshit walks.
Well, we were able to clear a couple of dire wolves prior to making it across with your boatman.
Here on the island? Impossible.
Before the island, before we came across.
So it has nothing to do with us. Pat yourself on the back. Well, now you're talking. What's your name? Sweetie.
Markesh.
Marcus, you're a strapping looking guy. Kind of remind me of my husband that died.
Where is he?
3 years ago.
I got a feeling he looks a bit like you.
My commiserations.
Yes, I miss him, but you kind of have a little spitting image of him there. But whatever you got, yeah. She kind of seems a little down, and she gets you like a whole fish, and this fish is on the plate, and this thing is like looking at you as she hands it to you, and then she gives she dips a wooden cup into the water barrel and hands it to you as well. That's clean water. That's good fish. Don't waste anything. If you eat the eyeballs, they're supposed to be luck. It's supposed to bring you a bunch of luck, as the stories say.
I look in the bucket of water to make sure they're not using it to clean their under things or something.
No, everything looks perfectly fine. But you never know, you might get the runs. Sometimes we get the runs in here. Well, somebody does anyway. So you said you killed some wolves, and she, how much of the meat do you give her?
I'll give her what I have.
Like a flanking or something? Oh yeah,
I would say a quarter, maybe a hind.
All right.
Quarter.
Yeah, she takes that
the
quarter.
The other thing that I do have is the dire wolf head, and I don't have a whole lot of need for that, so I'll bring that over so they can see what it is that we did.
Oh. She says, a monster head. There might be creatures like that in the forest. We don't go into the woods. There may be creatures. But we could make some cheese out of this head. And she takes the head from you.
Put it on a pike on the outside on the outskirts of town. Scare off the evil spirits and
Are
monsters.
You crazy? That's gonna make one hell of a wheel of cheese. And she sticks her hand right up into the bottom of the opening of the the neck area, going up into the head. And she's like pulling out all this like old meat and stuff, and she's putting it into the bowl. She says, "Hell no, it's gonna make a hell of a wheel of cheese."
You can do what you like with it. Is it Zursa talking?
It is, yeah. There's three of the crones, and
So as I hand over the meat and throw the head at their for them to do what they'd like with it, I'll trade some fish for it, along with some story of your history, Zursa. You may as well introduce me to your more attractive companions.
she kind of pats her stringy gray hair, and
Yeah. Well, see me as being quite, well, I am, I guess, I'm elderly now. I'm looked upon like just someone who cleans and boils water and keeps this fire going. That's all I'm good for.
So how much does this meat get me in maybe some jerked fish?
Oh, I thought you were going to want me to jerk something else, but,
No, man.
Oh, we
She
could,
kind of
combine
chuckles.
some music with that if you want, my dear. I can play the flute while our friend plays the spoons here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we promised your friend, your fellow villager Ilisanda over there, that we'd play some music as I pull
Yeah.
out the spoons.
she's a
That can't get you in the rhythm while you're jerking Malakesh.
she's a precious little brat.
A brat she is, and
She'll be up here when I'm long gone. She'll be the one boiling the water. Yes.
I'm surprised with your ferryman that seems to cross the water
Whoosh!
quite often.
I
But you
wouldn't
don't
give
have
him the
more,
time of day.
Surprised you don't have more contact with people out off the island and more traded and things like that.
We have everything we need here. Sometimes they come here to trade. Especially when we need wood or something like that. We do not kill the trees and the bushes on the island because they provide us with what we put into our bellies. Yes.
Very, very sensible.
You're darn tootin'. And you better not be going out there cutting down any of our trees either, because the monsters will get you, and they'll take you away.
What monsters are them, my dear?
Oh, yes, we sit around the fire and we talk about the stories of all of the creatures that are out in the dark, that are out into the woods. We hardly ever go out into the woods.
Is that what the fire is for? For fending off the creatures that are within the woods?
Yeah, it keeps us safe, and that's why we keep it lit. Because it helps us survive.
survival and perhaps maybe a tribute to the queen. No.
The queen? We have no king. We have no queen. We just have Alberto. He's the one that leads us. We have no king or queen. Alberto's been around since the beginning. Alberto!
Where does Alberto reside? It might be interesting to have a chat at some point this evening.
Well, Alberto's probably over at the smokehouse. Do you know what a smokehouse is?
I love this old hag. She is so fucking awesome. She's like an elderly R.C. Collins, you know what I mean? Love it.
The smokehouse is attached to his home, and
And you know, you can see that there's like a scent of something cooking in the air as well. And she kind of points over into the direction and says,
that's his smokehouse. It's connected onto his home. He's probably there.
Who is this?
His name is Alberto, dummy. I've said it once already.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Well, you should. Because
I
the
was worried
monsters
about
will
my
get you.
trade. I've given you all this meat, and you've given me nothing.
Well, I
That,
would like some meat in return.
Omi will provide as much meat as you can handle.
And
No.
which one is oh me?
He's
as
that
she's
fucker
eyeing
with
all
the
of you.
Spoons? What are spoons?
Omi's getting up, starting to dance and play the spoons.
What is that ruckus going on? It's kind of catchy, don't you think, girls?
Obi's gonna play some village people for the village people.
Everybody in unison starts doing YMCA.
Marquez, has,
Come on over here, guys. I need 3 more letters for the
if
next
there
one.
was a bigger way to roll your eyes without popping them out of your head, Marquez would definitely be doing it right now.
Oh my god.
Absolutely nothing to do with these fucking spoons.
You guys are too good. So as all this is happening, what are you doing? What is everybody doing? Everybody's just kind of around the fire, kind of watching Omi dance to the crones now, doing YMCA.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I really don't have a clue. I don't care about dancing with these damn spoons. I would like to just. The villagers don't seem particularly nasty, or they do seem a bit odd.
Oh, they're dirty and grungy
They're all
and stuff like
inbred,
that.
so what the
Yeah.
hell are you gonna do? The big thing would be looking. I mean, if we're expecting this, everyone's been talking about this Dracolich. I'd look at the village and look to see perhaps maybe some vulnerable areas where these raiders could be coming from.
Sure.
Or where they might enter, or maybe some defensible positions, or something that we can maybe look into.
Yeah, there's really no defensible positions at all.
That's
I
what I
mean,
thought.
there's sort of like a ditch that's dug around maybe the first 10 feet, 15 feet of the island.
Is it
And of
full
course,
shit?
it's full. No, it's full of not shit, but it does have water, and that's where all of the
Sure.
rainwater's going down there anyway. So, but you haven't really been able to find out that the island has a name, or it's like you found out the people have been here since the beginning of time. You can see lots of course, you can tell they sustain themselves by fishing, but you can also see as you're kind of strolling around Markish, you can see some like a couple beet gardens that have some beans and cabbage and onions. You can see that there's a couple of goats, but not many. So they'll have a treat once in a while. There's all kinds of wild raspberries and lots of walnut trees, especially on the edge of the wood line. Lots of walnut trees.
Okay, so I wouldn't mind making it over to Alberto's to see if he can't give me some of that smoked meat that I can stock up some rations on with the trade of the dire wolf meat I gave.
Sure, yeah. Alessandra, she yanks on your arm and she says,
Where are you going now?
Trying to find someone to give me some rations or some meat for the meat I provided. I thought this was a trade. I've got nothing.
Well, the crones give you fish. You're supposed to eat eyeball for good luck.
No, I don't eat fish. I want solid meat.
You
not
don't eat
some
fish?
slimy thing from the water.
Oh, you are crazy. So she says, yeah, then you will meet Alberto. He cook all the meat for our village.
You mind showing me the way?
Maybe I can do that. And
Just
she
tell
kind of
me,
like,
this ain't a big village and y'all look the same. Which house is this?
hey, that's not nice. It's the double one over there. That's where. Oh, wow.
Where all the smoke's coming from.
And and as you're kind of walking over that way, she's shadowing you for sure. She's like right up on you, and
I'll follow him.
yeah, and a lot of the like I said, a lot of the people they're not saying anything to you, and they're just kind of eyeing down the girl. It's like, what are you doing? And you could hear some mumbles as you're walking by and whatnot. So she kind of looks over at you and says, I don't think anybody likes me talking with you because you outsides, and maybe you bring violence to us. I don't think so. I think you pretty nice. Because I think
I'm
you
not nice.
gonna take me. Why you
Lysandra,
not?
I'm not a nice man. I've done some pretty bad things to you humans.
What are you?
Where's
I thought you just in sun too long. I thought you in sun too long and in water too long.
You
That's
really
why
don't get
you-
any visitors around here, do you?
Hardly ever. They come, but they don't stay. They just trade and leave.
As I
But with the
intend to.
storm, you stay because wash not leave. Wash pulling boat up on shore.
Yes, we'll stay through the storm, and then it'll be our time to leave. At least mine.
Okay. So where are you going?
I
Are
want
you-
to get some smoked meat.
Okay. Oh, you're so pushy. So she takes you over to where the smokehouse is. And you also walk by, there's like a barn with the goats and whatnot. There's all these... In these 20 houses, there's probably, I would say 4 or 5 of them that are in really bad shape with like the roofs collapsed in and whatnot. You know, and as you guys are passing around these 14 hovels and stuff, you know, they're all homes and you know, they're small families. They're all fishermen. You know, and like I said, all the doors face the fire pit, no windows. They all, you know, of course, are facing the sea because it's an island. But you know, these 4 homes they're actually the roofs have collapsed and whatnot. And Elisande, as you guys are going by the homes, that's as be homes to the folk. Outside is you no have homes. You not be sleeping in the rain. You sleep in rain. if and so you don't be bothering the folk. They not let you sleep in homes. You sleep in barn maybe. You ask Alberto. Alberto probably let you sleep in barn.
About what time of day we got here?
Oh, it's definitely, it's so overcast. It's definitely dim light, and it's probably almost where the sun would be going down anyway.
All right.
Or
Yeah, I'd
late
say so.
afternoon.
We hit up Alberto, and then we'll see about lodging for the night. I'll look back to Cal. You've been following,
Sure.
right, Cal?
Yeah, I've been following you.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get some of this meat, and then see if we can't acquire some lodging for the evening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, now she passes by one of the ruined hovels. She says, That's me house before my mother and father were taken by the fever." And she kind of has she kind of wipes a couple tears from her eyes, and she says, "Now we just keep the Luna Man there, the crazy Luna Man." And
Who's
she
it?
just walks by.
Lunaman. What do you mean, girl? Lunaman.
She takes her hand and puts it up by her ear and does a circle, and she says, "Oh, the man Luna Man. He showed up on island. He Luna Man. That's what we call him. He Loony Man, Luna Man."
Really?
Yeah.
And
Big
he's in
madman.
this house that's all broken down. You just store him in there, keep him in there.
Yeah, that's where he stay. That's where he stay. And that's where you guys walk by, and then you're couple more down. You know, there's the barn. Looks mostly empty except for 4 goats. And for those of you that are really paying attention, there's 1 male and 3 female goats. And they don't, you know, these goats, they kind of look sickly and degenerate and basically like the others on the island. And, you know, the female actually has like an oddly short, stumpy leg. And in the other males, they have like these milky white eyes. Probably, you know, they're probably blind and whatnot. Well, you know, one of the males has 1 horn. And then Elisande, she says, "This is the barn. This is house for young goats, and this is probably where you sleep too. Huh. This is probably where you sleep. At least you not get wet. Well, maybe a little bit. Roof not been done a long time. Yeah. You sleep here. Alberto, yeah. He'll let you sleep there. I'm sure he nice."
Oh, this is Alberto's. He
Oh
owns the
no,
goats?
No, he doesn't own the goats. No, but you
It
guys
sounds
get
like
up.
it's all big, like community owned anyway.
Yeah, a lot of it is. Yeah, most of it is. So you guys get to the smokehouse, and Alessandra, she tells you that this is the smokehouse, and you can tell it's attached to his home, and there's this huge, like, very pungent smell of, like, fish. So you definitely know that there's probably a bunch of fish inside here. And you can see that there's a couple of windows, and you can see inside, and there's all kinds of fish. And then there's some huge chunks of meat that are hanging up in there as well. And Alessandra said, "This is where Wash bring all the fish, and this is what we trade too. We trade for wood. Yeah, this is the smoking house. Yeah. Not yeah. Good eat.
I need something that will last a little while. I have, suppose we can have some supper, but that meat I had was going to last for a little while. Some smoked meat should last a good day or two.
Alberto let you put meat in there, maybe." And you kind of look into the window, and there's all kinds of, like, big old metal hooks and stuff that are covering the walls, and then rows and on the ceiling and whatnot. And then there's the floor has all these troughs, and it's actually, you could definitely, a wave of heat comes out as you stick your head up there, and there's all these troughs of coals and whatnot. And then there's all kinds of, like, big chunks of red meat, all kinds of strands of fish that are hanging up. So
do we see Alberto at all, or is he inside, or
he is?
do we know where he is?
Yeah, he is. He's Alberto is. He's messing around. He's, like, salting some fish and stoking some charcoal and adding some lumber to all the troughs. But he seems busy. He's he's a large bearded man. He's got one arm that isn't the same length as his other arm, and his right arm appears to me, like I said, much longer than his left. Probably about half the size. But he's got two arms, two full arms. One's just a lot shorter. And Alessandra says he's child here when ceremony happened. Yeah, so he'd been here since the beginning. He's strong and stern, and he doesn't speak very much, but he speaks with this quietness, and everybody does what he said. And in fact, he's kind of the only one left of the one of the only ones, but he's default leader of the village because nobody else wanted it. So everybody knew that he wouldn't say anything, so he lead her anyway. She kind of snickers.
I'm gonna look back to Kel and just ask.
Yeah.
I don't think humans are supposed to live that long, but
He likes to fish.
I don't think they are either. I think it'd be quite good to chat to him to find out the situation behind the lighting of the fire and why it was lit, and a bit more the history of it all.
fair enough. I'm here to get
Something
meat.
about a ceremony. What is the ceremony you mentioned?
Exactly, the ceremony of it being lit. It'd be interesting to find out what that was about.
Yeah, it was about. Oh boy, I don't think I should have said that. But okay. When we start a fire, and we made pact and started the fire, and that's what we did.
You made a pact? What do you mean you made a pact? Who did you make a pact with?
I just made a pact, and
With the
did
queen.
us to. Maybe, and we did it. That's what the stories are, and I have lots. See, I've already told you one story now, so now you have to take me with you.
So your people made a pact with Tiamat, and then you continuously keep the fire going from there.
She kind of like takes her finger and kind of zips her lip shut. Doesn't say anything else, and then
What?
she kind of pulls herself up to the window and says, "Alberto, people here for you." And you can hear him say, "What?" And this guy, he's huge, you know. And he wipes off his hands after taking his cleaver, and just takes this cleaver, lifts it up, and poof, just cuts through this huge old hawk with this big old round bone in the middle of it. And then he takes the 2 pieces of meat, puts it on a couple of hooks, and slings them down to one side of the smokehouse. And says, "All right, brat, I'll be right out." And he does, you know, he cleans up himself and comes outside, and he has his apron on, and it's just blood stained. It's, you know, the blood stains are like a dark brown. This thing hasn't been cleaned probably ever. And he has several hatchets that are hanging out of his belt. He's got 4 or 5 knives that are kind of attached to his apron and whatnot. And he says, "What do you want?"
Greetings. My name's Cal.
Yeah.
These are my companions. We hear that you were around at the time of the lighting of the fire. We'd be very intrigued. It's very interesting to see the fire that's continuously lit the way you keep it. I'd just be interested to see what was the starting story of it all, and the way it all began, and why your village keeps it alight continuously. It'd just be very fascinating. We're planning to stay the evening. We just thought it'd be nice to have a bit of a history lesson of your people while we had a few drinks for yourselves. Bit of hospitality.
Who told you that? First
one of
off,
the
who
crones.
brought you here? The crones, huh?
I'm
Yeah.
pointing right to the girl.
Oh. Alessandra brought you to the island? How did you... Hey, did you try to sneak off the island again? Oh, yada. And he kind of pulls his fist back like he's going to, like, slap her a little bit, and then he kind of calms down.
No, we thought you meant brought us to you here, which was the girl. Brought us to the islands was we caught a ferry.
Why did Warsh bring you here? We don't ferry to the island unless you're trading. Are you merchants?
Yeah, we came over because we needed some shelter for the evening. It's been a long travel, and we saw your island, the village on the island, and we thought it'd be safer to take refuge with yourselves than on the open road in the wilds.
Well, you can stay in the barn if you want, but what do you have for payment?
I'm sure we could come to some arrangements. We just thought while we're here, it'd be nice to have a little chat, and we were intrigued by your fire, and we're just wondering if there's any chance of getting a little history on the startings of it, and why your village started it, and why you keep it going continuously, because it's very intriguing.
Because we keep it lit because it's what we believe in.
How do you mean?
That's why. We believe in the mother of all dragons. I think you're asking too many questions. I don't see the pertinence
it's just
of this.
intriguing. Yeah, I myself, I have beliefs and things like that, and I can completely see that people have their beliefs in certain things. It's something we've not seen before, so it'd be thought it'd be quite interesting to find out the story behind it. Nothing, no offence meant. I apologise if I offended.
Yeah, I don't particularly want to talk about it. You got to put yourself in my shoes. I'm a little concerned that a bunch of outsiders have come to my village, and now you're asking a bunch of questions.
We're just curious because we heard you were around it was first lit.
I was a
At
child.
some point, we'll interrupt Cal and just said, when he says we, he means him. I don't give a shit what you guys do here. I got some meat. Crone sent me to trade it. If you need it for payment for staying in the barn for the night, so be it.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll and you can even have some when it's probably going to be done in the morning. Hopefully, if the storm doesn't blow everything away. But,
Storms often.
well, as for the ceremony, I was a child. I don't remember the fire being lit. I wasn't there per se. I was there, but I don't remember it. I was a child. Nobody else wanted to lead the village, so everybody calls me the leader.